What's going on, everyone? The Bad Habits here, aka TBH. Welcome to episode 2 of Games That Raised Me. Today's video is going to be on a beloved classic, a game that came out about 14 years ago as of this recording. Look, y'all, I've been hyping this video for weeks. I've been getting footage for even longer. This has been a long time coming for me. So, pardon the excitement for this. I will try to contain myself, okay? When Halo Reach was announced, it was promoted by Bungie, the creators of the franchise. It was promoted as the final game from them before they handed it off to another studio. Immediately, my dramatic teenage ass is thinking, my favorite game series is over, okay? As far as I was concerned, Halo is done. There will be no more after this. Luckily, I was wrong, even though the series is still sort of getting on track. Halo Infinite gave me a bit of hope, at least for the franchise, because that is a return to form. But this video isn't about Halo Infinite. We're talking Halo Reach here. This swan song of a game from Bungie shattered all my expectations. And just like Sergeant Johnson, it definitely went out with a bang. So the planet Reach is this Earth-like planet that is home to so many human colonies. Matter of fact, the home base for the military, the UNSC, their home base is on this planet here. And prior to the start of this game's story, this planet is invaded by this religious, irredeemable, cult-like alien force known as the Covenant. The Covenant itself is a blanket term for essentially an organization. For example, this right here on screen, to the Covenant, that's called a grunt. On their home planet, their species is known as Ungoi?
Keep running! You make a good Ungoi!
When we start Halo Reach, we are joining a team of 5 other Spartans. Yeah, they make it clear early on within the game script that the solo days of Master Chief, no, we're not doing that shit here. We're a team, we work together. Leading the team, we have Carter, that's Noble 1. Noble 2, second in command is Kat. Noble 3, we have June, the sniper. Number 4, we have Emil, who is the close combat specialist. And the 5th member, Noble 5, would be the heavy gunner, George. This video is full of spoilers, and I'm not gonna get into all the details here, but I want to highlight George specifically for this video. I'm not gonna tell you who makes it out completely, but the numbers dwindle before the end of this game. So yeah, let me tell you right now, George does not make it to the end. We will get into his story, don't worry.
Your report will have to wait, Lieutenant. The Covenant are jamming all comms to command. Kat needs your help running a counter-op. It's good to have you back. Sorry I came alone. Make him proud.
When we start this game, we are joining the team and we're actually replacing another Spartan who failed to the Covenant. Honestly, that makes me think of movies such as Fury. When this movie opens, the main character Norman is joining a crew that's already been together through a lot of shit, and it basically left some big boots to fill. That is our place in this story. On a technical level, cinematography wise, graphically, it's all top notch. I don't really think I need to dedicate a lot of time to this specifically. The art style holds up. It's almost ageless. Sure, it's not a 2024 release, but honestly, I noticed really, very little issues as far as performance. So, nothing to complain about there. The score for this game, definitely one of the better Halo scores from the series, and I don't say that lightly. I love most of the music that come from these games, but Halo Reach really does stand out almost as much as Halo 4's music, and that's drastically different compared to the previous releases. And as far as the setting and locations go, you will fight in the grass, you'll fight in the mud, you'll fight above a city skyline, you'll fight aboard military spacecrafts, and you'll do that while fighting in a spacecraft of your own. I would say up to this point in the franchise, it probably had the most variety as far as levels go, so really appreciate the diversity there. And there's always a million things going on. There's so many moments where, it's just bombastic and epic, but then there's also moments where it's, somber and calm, and, you're just preparing for another shoe to drop. Before going any further, I think I need to give you some gameplay. So I'm going to step away for a few moments and we're going to engage with Noble Six and George. Frankly, this is George's last mission. He does not make it out of this. So before you get mad, just know that I'm spoiling this so I don't have to spoil the others for you.
Powder keg is aboard, Colonel.
Copy that. 6, get your fire team to the bridge. The Corvette's refueling run with the supercarrier will have to be initiated manually.
Yes, sir.
5, stay with the bomb. Discourage the curious.
My pleasure. Hear that, Lieutenant? I'll be all by my lonesome back here. Make it quick, would ya?
Distance is closing on this vessel's refueling track with the Covenant supercarrier. 76 seconds to endpoint.
So, it's gonna be like that. Well, I got good news and bad news. This bird took some fire and our thruster gimbal is toast, which means the only way off this slag heap is gravity.
And the good news?
That was the good news.
At current velocity, 53 seconds to endpoint.
Yeah. Bad news is, time is fried. I'm gonna have to fire it manually.
That's a one-way trip.
We all make it sooner or later. Better get going, Six. They're gonna need you down there. Listen, Reach has been good to me. Time has come to return the favor. Don't deny me this. Tell him to make it count.
Slip space rupture detected.
Gamma station control, reading multiple pings below the orbital defense
Slip
grid.
space rupture detected.
Yeah, we're picking up anomalies too. Are you reading
Slip
it?
space rupture
Multiple
detected.
Covenant signals.
Slip space
Anyone
rupture
who's
detected.
they're everywhere.
Slip
Can't be
space
happening.
rupture
Must be the
detected.
whole damn Covenant
Slip
fleet.
space rupture detected.
Look at this place. Used to be the crown jewel. Not anymore. Hey, you made it.
It's a regular family reunion. Keep him. He gave him to you. I'll honor him my own way.
George always said he would never leave Reach.
The big man was sentimental.
Welcome back. R.I.P. George, you're a real one. Thank you for your sacrifice, my man, and I'll see you up there. If my memory serves me correct, there was this time in 2012 when me and one of my friends stayed up all night and just played co-op, beat the entire game as well. Shit like that are things that frankly, I'll never forget. But mostly, I remember playing this game with my dad. In 2010, my dad got severely burned, and long story short, he had to have his leg amputated. Excuse me, I might get a little choked up going through it. But yeah, due to complications of the burn, he lost his leg. And, well, if I'm being honest, that was the beginning of the end for him. Luckily, my dad did live for another 7 years after this, but things were never the same. He just continuously went downhill afterwards. And he got injured right as I was getting ready to close out my sophomore year in high school. It was only maybe a couple weeks left before he got injured. And I do remember that year I turned 16 in July. At that point, he still, was in the recovery phase. But about 2 months after my birthday, in September, when this game released, guess who walked in there with his prosthetic leg right next to me? Yes, you know who. Yeah, that's something that, as long as I'm alive, that's something that I'll have forever, Dare I say, an iconic dad moment. And this man bought 2 copies. He bought one for me, because I'm a big Halo head, way more than him. But most importantly, at least in my opinion, and I don't blame him, he bought the second copy so he can play it without me. Because damn was I an obnoxious kid at this time. 16-year-old me was it was on another level. This is coming from an entire summer that I spent basically indoors. I'd stayed home while my mom was working her ass off providing for us. That's something I can also never forget. Thank you, Mom. I know you're still here with us, and I love you so much. Thank you, Dad. You did your best, and I'm just so grateful. All in all, Reach is definitely, in my opinion, I would say the most scrappy and, probably the grittiest of the Halo games. And that's followed closely by ODST. I say that because these games are telling more human-based stories. Sure, there's world-ending circumstances surrounding each plot, but for the most part, it's about this core group of characters, and and in some cases, it's their last moments. So we get to see them in all their glory, one way or another. And that beautiful somber tone I talked about earlier, they never let go, of you when it comes to that. It's felt each and every time someone from this team gets taken out, and I can't really put it into words. It has affected me on so many levels, and this is a game series that I love to death. But in particular, this game is one of the best in the franchise. I would say it's not my favorite. That's a video for another day. All in all, it's definitely one of the most intense campaigns that I've played in my recent memory, and the memories will never fade. And without question at all, Halo Reach is a game that raised me. Thank you, everyone. I've been the Bad Habits, aka TBH, and I'm signing out, y'all. Deuces.